Hi, Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns. In wood turning, we're frequently cutting tenons. Simply put, a tenon is a round cylinder portion of the turning that is smaller than the other, and it has a shoulder where it increases in size. It goes in to join components together. The problem is getting the size right. Too big, doesn't fit. Too small, it's sloppy. We need them just right, just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Now, in the past, I've frequently used an end wrench to size the tenon as I cut it with a parting tool or something else. But others have suggested that I grind down the short end of this jaw and make it a cutting tool. No, what could be better? Size and cut, all with one tool. Well, let's give it a try. So I've purchased a set of end wrenches from Harbor Freight. Let's have a go at it.
Well, it took some practice, but here we go. It turns out that it takes more than simply grinding down one of the jaws. First, I'm grinding the sides of the wrench. The jaw tips are rounded and I need them squared off. On my first attempt, I could not cut a shoulder because the rounded jaw forced the cutting edge away from the shoulder. Quenching in a little water helps keep the wrench cool enough to handle. Next, I'll grind the long jaw just a little. It still has a curve in it that I don't want. I don't want to grind it too far because this is the sizing jaw for the tenon. Next, I'll grind the short jaw for the cutting edge. These wrenches have a slight flare near the end of the jaw. This is probably a feature when used for their intended purpose, to enable the wrench to fit easily over the head of the bolt or the nut. However, I'll grind it back beyond the flare. Finally, these wrenches are not top quality tools. The inner jaw face is not smooth. I can't grind here, but I can use a diamond hone to polish it just a little. Now to put them to use, I've drilled a series of holes in MDF to test the tenons. I'll use my new tenon cutter with the long jaw on top and the short cutting jaw down. Find the top of the wood with the top jaw, then press in to cut with the lower jaw. Here's my observations and recommendations. 1. I would not use the wrenches for large amounts of wood removal. Get close, then finish with the wrench cutter. The wrenches produce a tenon just a little oversized. I believe this results from the small additional width needed to fit the wrench over the bolt. This extra can be easily sanded away, but always test the tenon for a good fit. I had a hard time cutting a square shoulder, probably because of some remaining rounded corners on the wrench. No problem. I'll keep a skew handy to quickly true up the shoulder or to even undercut just a little bit. 4. Consider making a handle for the smaller wrenches. They were harder to hold properly. However, then they won't fit in the original case. 5. Grind the sides of the wrench to remove rounded corners. 6. Gently hone the flat face of the cutting jaw to improve the cutting edge. Now I have a set of tenon cutters and sizers from 1/4 inch up through 3/4 inch for a cost of about $8. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you on the next video. This is Alan Stratton from AsWoodTurns.com.